Alright, welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, and I should be in a better mood because I don't know what's gonna happen next, except that it's a trial day, and only thing is that right now I might be in a little bit of a bad mood, only because Pokemon Troze is kicking my butt, and I'm actually really tired, but I want to record a little more, so because I only had one recording technically tonight, so I want to get at least trial day 1 done with this, and that'll have a lot more parts in the bag for me. So with that, let's start this up, and shouldn't have any problems with the audio or anything. This looks familiar. The courtroom bombing incident. A terrible attack launched by the will of a madman. That incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in this dark age of the law. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution of sorts. Ted Toney was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing. If only it were that simple. Somehow, I can't help but think that there's a darker influence at work. One that's lurking in the shadows, waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred. After all, I've got more than a few personal stakes in it. Cosmic Turnabout.
Until launch. Please begin your final equipment check. Check complete. Everything's A-okay. We're ready here whenever you are.
Oh!
Come in at 2. Come in. Do you copy?
It's funny how as soon as that happened, it started raining hard outside. Alright, so we are in the courtroom. Or we are in the court lobby, I should say. Time for another trial to begin. But this one is different. Sorry to bother you, but... Oh. Sorry to bother you, but... Are you alright, Apollo? Was I making a scary face just now? Oh, hi, Juniper! Yes, I'm fine. I was just doing my Chords of Steel exercises. Now I'm all ready to go! Boom! Yes, knowing you, I'm sure you will just be doing fine. Oh, I brought you a present from my garden. Is this a lotus root? That's right. My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She even says that if you look through the holes, it can help you see into the future. It's for good luck. maybe later you can cook it and... Thanks for this! I'm gonna have some right now! Raw! Oh my! Nom 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 nom. Kinda tough though. You can't eat it raw, but thank you for your enthusiastic try. Oops, if she didn't think me weird before, she will now. I've gotta calm down. Apollo, I'm sorry I'm late. Hi, Athena. Junie, I didn't know you were coming today. Did you come to cheer Apollo on? Oh, I get it. You sly little thing, you. Athena, stop. Quit kidding around, Athena. The trial's about to start any second. Is everything all set? Oh, Apollo, Apollo. When will you ever figure it out? Never. You know how these anime games and just anime in general work when they don't know if someone's in love with you or not. Figure what out? Case in point. What? Wow. That was the longest sigh I've ever heard. And I mean, Phoenix told me about the longest or the most, what is it? Clearing of throat. The loudest clearing of throat he's ever heard from Mr. Grossberg. This is it. It's all over for me, man. They're gonna find me guilty. This is our client, one Mr. Solomon Soul Starbuck. He's a very famous astronaut who happens to be an acquaintance of mine. You wouldn't know it right now, but he's usually a very upbeat and driven person. The scene of the crime this happened to be the Cosmos Space Center. Oh, this time. Back in high school, my best friend and I went there almost a little too much. But that's where we met Mr. Starbuck. We'd asked about space travel and he'd launch into story after story with so much passion. Back in those days, the man was 100% my hero. Are you sure you're okay being my lawyer, Apollo? Or wait. Oh, well, I don't want to give him a gruff voice. That will make my throat hurt a lot, and I already am tired. Of course I'm sure. I know you, Mr. Starbuck. I know you're not the type to commit murder. Thanks, but... I was supposed to be in space right about now. He's so depressed, it almost seems like an act. The launch getting called off must have been a huge shock. I'll probably never get the chance to go into space again. Don't say that! Don't stop believing! Don't stop believing! No, that's copyright. Besides, you just have to go into space again. You just have to go into space again. Yeah, I don't think I could face Clay in the afterlife if I just rotted away in a cell. Clay Tarrant, I can't believe he was murdered. I mean, he was such a promising astronaut under your command.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Always there to pick me up when I was down. No one loved life as much as him. That's for sure. He was always so full of energy, telling me, "You're fine, Mr. Starbuck." How could something like this happen to a guy like him, huh?
I've never seen Mr. Starbuck so down. Holy crap! Can you, like... can you sigh anymore?
Clay's gone, and I'm going to prison. I wish I could burn up like a shooting star right now.
Mr. Starbuck, you'll be fine.
Ah! What is that? What is it? What's with the yelling?
I'll get to the bottom of this today. You'll see. And in exchange, I want you to go back into space for you and Clay. Promise?
Does that mean you have lots of evidence to prove my innocence?
I got my badge! That's good enough! That's the best evidence you have! The badge! Let's see, the victim in this case, he was a HAT-2 crew member and a close friend of mine. Oh! Well, I guess that would explain that why he's the same age as you, Apollo. Why is Phoenix here? He hasn't even been shown except at the cutscene, I think. And why is Trucy here? That doesn't even make sense. Whatever. Oh! Well, about that. I got my badge! If only I had an actual badge to just throw up here and just say I got my badge. We didn't get to investigate the area much as I'd liked, thanks to the police.
I'm done for. I'm a goner. Everybody thinks I did it. Thought I was gonna soar like a comet, but I'm just gonna crash like a meteorite.
No! Don't say that, Mr. Starbuck! Don't count yourself out just yet. I know it's hard to lose a teammate, but you've got to keep going. And what about you, Apollo? What about me? I was just thinking, wasn't Clay your best friend? We need to focus on the trial right now. Are you ready to go? Apollo. The trial is about to begin! If the defense would please proceed into the courtroom! Okay, here we go!
This is it. This is it. Our final battle.
This is one trial I can't afford to lose. For Clay's sake, and our clients, I will find Clay's killer. I still remember the whole entire thing. I mean, it even said it in the beginning of the episode. There was a bombing during this trial, so something tells me this is not going to be very, this trial is, I don't know how this trial is going to go, to be honest. I just know a bombing's going to happen.
Court is now in session for the trial of Solomon Starbuck.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Apollo?
Excuse me, Mr. Justice?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to your eye?
That's what I'd like to know.
I'm fine! The defense is ready, Your Honor! Are you sure? I don't... I'm fine, Your Honor! The defense is ready!
I'm sorry, Your Honor. He's been like this since yesterday. He keeps insisting it's just a sty. A sty?
I suppose it's something he doesn't want to discuss.
Oh, you think? He just yelled it. He just yelled to just keep going. I don't think he wants to discuss it. Thank you very much, Captain Obvious. Or Captain, Judge Obvious.
Maybe he's entering a touching age.
What? You know what the ironic thing is? Well, maybe not ironic, coincidental. I'm the same age as Apollo, so... yeah, I think I could actually see that, but...
Very well. And the prosecution? The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence.
Whoa! You don't usually say that unless your handcuffs are broken, I think. You don't say that, like, especially at the beginning of the trial.
Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet.
Whoa! Okay!
Yeah! Ah!
Oh man, Simon is not holding back today.
The prosecution is now ready.
Well, it didn't take him long this time. Yeah, that's what I'd like. That's what I just got finished saying. What's up with Blackwell?
Now then, I shall give the opening statement.
Silence.
I'll do it.
Holy crap. Blackwell, are you... First Apollo, now... Holy crap, is this, opposite day or something?
You will? What an unexpected surprise! This time, I can't leave it to anyone else. I see. Something is off with you two. With the two of you today. You both seem different somehow. Very well. Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would. It was yesterday. The crime in question occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. Ah, that famous federal research facility of all things related to astrology, right? Astronomy. It's astronomy. Anyway, a rocket was set to launch from there. But at 9:28 a.m., before they could even move the rocket to the launch site, two explosive devices were detonated, and the launch was cancelled.
I thought it said concealed.
My word! 2 bombs? How dreadful! defendant in today's trial is charged with both the bombing and with murder. 1. Mr. Solomon Starbuck. For whatever inane reason, he detonated a bomb on the rocket he himself would be in. It's crazy. Solomon Starbuck? I recognize that name. Isn't he that famous astronaut? Correct. Your baldness. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot of the HAT-1 rocket 7 years ago. As you may recall, despite some interstellar trouble, his mission was a success. Some say it was a miracle he returned alive. I suppose you could say he's a living legend. Oh, I remember now. He's become something of an international celebrity, right? They even turned that incident into a movie and everything. We've got a real space pioneer in court today. Humph. But even heroes tumble from their lofty heights. Returning to the subject at hand. Ah, yes. The victim was one Mr. Clay Tarrant, a subordinate of the defendant. Indeed, a loyal disciple brutally stabbed to death by his mentor. Stabbed to death, you say? You mean his death wasn't a result of the bombing? Correct. Despite his lofty dreams, the victim was seen as an interloper by the defendant, and so he was sent not into space, but to the universe, which we mortals cannot see. Clay. I think I've heard quite enough. The case seems pretty clear-cut at this point. However, there is one thing I'm curious about. That metal box next to the witness stand. What purpose does it serve exactly? Since you asked so nicely, it's your coffin. Have mercy on me! I jest. It's evidence. Due to its immense size, we've little choice but to lay it where it rests now. We shall get to the contents of the box in due time. Phew. I feel like I just lost 50 years off my life. That's, how old are you again, Judge? And you just lost 50 years? Does he even have 50 years left? Inner monologue, Athena. Inner monologue! Enough jabbering. Bobby Fulbright, the name. In justice we trust! Ah, Detective Fulbright. Very well, then. Please explain the details of this incident to the court, if you so gladly would. On it! First, take a look at this pamphlet from the Cosmos Center. Space Center. In it, you'll find a diagram outlining the overall layout of the Space Center. Ah, here we are. For a more detailed look on what's going on the left side of the building, take a look at the cross-section the police have created. See the launch pad? See the launch pad? And the main building? The launch pad is the square building, and the rounded structure in the main is the main building. Oh wait. The launch pad is the square building, and the rounded structure is the main building. Right? You got it! The incidents took place in Launchpad 1, in the main building's lounge. I'll be using this diagram during my testimony. It'll make it easier to understand. Good, we got more evidence in our not-so-filled evidence, bag. Our record. Details on the case. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom! Boom! Pow! Right in the kisser. One on the 2nd floor of the Space Center main building. And the other on Launchpad 1. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were in Launchpad 1 at the time. Right here. The 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge. But after the escape, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death. Oh my. A murder on top of a bombing? Detective, the victim was already dead by the time you arrived at the lounge, correct? Yup. Thinking he'd sabotage the bombing, the defendant attacked and killed the victim. Just look at this tragic photo. Oh my! Is that a knife in the victim's chest? Yes, Your Honor. It's the knife that cruelly ended this young man's dreams. We couldn't get any prints off of it, though, because the defendant was in his spacesuit. By the way, Detective Fulbright, why are the victim's helmet and right glove absent in this photograph? We had to remove them to identify him, Your Honor. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. It has nothing to, his glove missing and his helmet have nothing to do with this case. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. Yes, it would be very difficult to identify him without a face or fingerprints. Now, there's just one more thing I'd like to inquire about. What is this round thing next to the victim in the photo? Something so important to the victim, he took it with him as he escaped to the launch pad. A capsule that apparently contains asteroid samples. While obviously valuable for research purposes, it has no relation to the case. I see. So, we know that bomb in the main building was on the 2nd floor. But where was the bomb that was in the launch pad, in Launchpad 1 located? That one was on the rocket itself. It was situated around the central part of the rocket. Apparently, the area around the launch pad's elevator was a sea of flames. I would like to submit this diagram and report into the record. Okay. The trials just started and we're already in a bind. Well, of course, we don't have any evidence and we're just now getting handed the evidence. Okay. Can't actually view it. Can only just look at the description. You get used to it. Besides, that's what cross-examination is for, right? What the 2 astronauts were doing during the bombing. That'll be the key.